What up, guys? Got an instant book review for Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, How We Can Learn to Fulfill Our Potential by Dr. Carol Dweck. This book is a classic. It's all about the idea that how we approach challenges and different things in our lives from a mental standpoint is malleable and has a gigantic impact on what we will ultimately achieve and where the ceiling that we will or won't place on ourselves will be. So the whole idea of the book is that there's two mindsets. There's the fixed mindset and there's the growth mindset. And no one is completely one or the other. You're not only a fixed mindset person or only a growth mindset person. We all have the fixed mindset or the growth mindset at different times. Obviously, some people more than others, but you may be the most growth mindset oriented person in the world about most things. There's still going to be that one thing that you approach with a fixed mindset. And you can work on it and you can change it. And that's a huge part of the book, is that it's not set that way forever. You can change your mindset. So the whole idea is that fixed mindset people believe that things are the way they are and they can't be changed. And you're either good at something or you're not good at something. And you're either good at math or you're not good at math. Or you're good at basketball or you're not good at basketball. Or you're artistic or you're not artistic. Or you're creative or you're not creative. And what happens is when people feel that way about something, when you're coming at something with a fixed mindset, you don't want to put effort into what you're doing because you believe that there's no reason to put effort into it because it's already determined. You're either good at something or you're not. If you're not a good artist, why would you put effort into trying to learn how to be a better artist? Because it's not going to change. So what happens is when you have the fixed mindset, you're naturally discouraging yourself from learning and growing about things that might ultimately be really, really interesting or fun or exciting for you if you initially aren't good at them. And as we typically know, you're usually not good at something the first time you try it. So you with a fixed mindset, you're eliminating lots of things kind of from your plate of what you might end up wanting to do or be interested in. With the growth mindset, you believe that effort is rewarded and you are able to learn and cultivate anything that you put effort into. So even if you're bad at math or at art, drawing, or at basketball or whatever, you embrace the learning of going through the process of not being good at the beginning because you see it as an opportunity to grow and get better at something. And you look forward to measuring your progress of getting better because that is what makes you appreciate that you are getting better at something. And so you are naturally incentivizing yourself to put effort towards things that you're trying because you believe that you can go from being bad at something to being good at something. And with that mentality, the world's really your oyster because you look at anything and say, oh, even if I'm not good at this currently, that's something that looks interesting to me. I want to get better at that. And then you won't shy away from working on it and being bad at it initially because you believe that you can improve. So this book, it's really, really amazing and it's interesting. One thing that really stood out to me was she talks about putting people into fixed and growth mindsets for different studies. And the reason that stood out is because it really speaks to the influence that you can have around other people. And when you read that, it makes you really want to make sure you're being a growth-oriented person because you might not always realize it, but things that you say and do will have impacts on the people around you that you might not necessarily be realizing. And it becomes important to make sure you're being a growth mindset oriented person if you want the people around you to also be that way as well. Because if they hear you saying things that could put them in a fixed mindset, then it's going to ultimately put them into more likelihood of limiting what they believe they can accomplish. And then really the main thing that's almost impossible not to take away is the interaction with children. And she talks about how important it is to praise effort, not talent. And that this is something that parents unfortunately get wrong all the time. And it's not malicious, but when a child hears their whole life that they are so smart or so talented, or wow, you made that look so easy, or wow, you're so good at this, or wow, you are the best at this, or you're so talented, then it accidentally puts them in a fixed mindset as they grow older, because it's subconsciously teaching them to believe that they're either good at something or they're not. And then when they try things and they're not good at them, they believe they're never going to be good at them because they're not so talented or so amazing or so awesome. And then they turn away from those things and they shy away from potentially getting better at something that they might really enjoy. Whereas if you praise effort and you tell children, wow, you must have worked really hard to accomplish that, or that's amazing, look how much progress you made by working on that, or it looks like your math homework was too easy, what can you do to make it a little more challenging, or whatever the example is, you're then subconsciously teaching them that effort is rewarded and can progress into greater success. And it's really fascinating. If you guys should totally read this. Everyone should read this book. If you have read this book, I'd love to hear what you think. Please hit me in the comments something you liked, didn't like, something that stood out, any questions, comments, anything. Otherwise, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.